Thanks everyone to join the call today. Today my focus is anybody who can watch the video or who join the call can able to develop the Streamlit app, within no time. That is my primary goal. I'm not going to explain every bit and piece of Streamlit. I'll go with a PowerPoint presentation as well as the documentation, right? Eventually you can refer the documentation, and then with the 1 or 2 line of commands you can able to develop it, right? That is my primary goal, right? What is agenda today, right? Agenda is I will go through like a very high level Streamlit framework, what it contains, what are the high level components which normally day to day we use it, right? There is so many are there, but we might not going to utilize day to day, right? Very high level, if you get idea about these primary components, you can able to go through the API documentation or Streamlit other documentation or any other resources. You can able to develop the app. That is our primary goal, right? First is what is a Streamlit, right? Why do you need a Streamlit app, right? There is so many apps are already available, right? That is the everybody think about that, right? Why I need to utilize the Streamlit app, right? Streamlit app is not new. It is brand new app. Brand new in the sense it is almost 3.5 years old, right? The main goal of developing this one, focusing on prototyping the application, right? For example, machine learning engineer or a data science engineer, right? They want to develop the web application. Please, can you put in the mute, please? Okay. For if you want to do prototyping application, right? You don't need to know prior knowledge of web application, right? Web technologies, I can say, right? We just need to know the basic knowledge of Python and then Streamlit. You can able to develop the app, right? I will go through what is the Streamlit, and then 1 or 2 lines. It is everything you are going to write in the Python, and then you are going to run like just like a Python file, and then your app is up and running. There is no like other than one software which required, but other than that, as a data scientist or a machine learning engineer, they are pretty much familiar with the software, what it needed, right? Another main features, high level features are, right? First is open source. What that means is anybody can use it, right? Basically it is a free to use it. You don't have to pay any license or anything, right? And another thing is you can run on any platform. There is a lot of platforms available. You can run on the AWS, you can run on Streamlit cloud, and then so many other platforms available, right? You can run it anywhere, right? You can run on your local machine, right? And then it is very easy to develop as a machine learning engineer, right? It is a less time, right? No time, I can say, is almost like an instant, right? You're already doing a Jupyter, the same code you put in the Python file, and then you just do 1 or 2 lines of the code with a Streamlit. Your application is up and running, and then you are ready for that, right? That easy to do. It is almost like a no time. You don't need to know any web technology knowledge, but it is a good to know. I'm not telling you don't need. Even if you don't know anything, still you can develop it. The main intention is you are developing a prototyping, and then you can able to make it as a real app also. But the main intention today is, if anybody who has a Python knowledge, they can able to develop it. That is my main intention. Okay. Now, the next step is what are the frameworks Streamlit support, right? Streamlit supports pretty much what we are using day to day libraries, Python library for visualization, right? MATLAB, lib, Patley, Seaborn, and everything, right? Machine learning, right? Sklearn or scikit-learn, TensorFlow, PyTorch, everything. Then when you go to the what you call data science, NumPy, Pandas, those are manipulating the data and then all the stuff, right? Computer vision and everything. This is very high level thing. Okay. Now the next question is how I can run the app, right? First step is you can use any editor, right? PyCharm or VS Code or any editor. You create a just like a Python project, right? You can have one file or two file, doesn't matter. It is just like you need one Python file. You just go to the terminal, you just enter pip install, right? And then you give the Streamlit and then you are done, right? And then pretty much you are in the position to utilize the Streamlit utility. Now you want to run the, in this case, you are assuming that main.py is your Python file. You just give streamlit.run my main.py. Even if you don't give run and then .py also it will work. But this is the way I run it. But this is simple as that, right? Once you run this, whenever you start the brand new application, there is nothing is coded or anything like that, right? What happens is you get the page like this. It runs on 8502 and then you get a welcome page, right? This is just like I'm just giving a simple Streamlit app, okay? Don't worry because you don't understand anything what it is. I'll go through the demo and then you will get idea, right? Next steps are, what are the components are there, right? There is so many components are there, but very high level, right? Day to day, or you want to do simple prototype, what we needed, right? That's my main focus, right? Normally we need a text, right? But text is what, right? Normally title, right? Title of the page, right? If you want to show title of the page, very simple. There is nothing complicated. If you look here, right? Oh, sorry. Import Streamlit, and then you're giving alias name st.title. You are giving whatever the name, right? And then automatically it will show as you see this exploring Streamlit, right? That's the title is going to show. That simple as that. If you want to achieve same thing in HTML or any web technologies, it is not that easy, right? You have to have HTML page, you need to have some knowledge, right? Like basically how to HTML goes and then other things, right? Not only title, right? You have so many other components. This is that easy, right? We'll go next thing is heading, right? You want to show heading, subheading, right? Very simple here. st.header, you give something, subheader, you give this something, right? That's simple as that. There is nothing worry about that. You give this one in the Python file, you run it, and then in the web browser you can see the information. That's simple as that. Okay. Next. Next is you want to show the data, right? Basically, assuming that you are getting a data. Most of the machine learning here are a data science folks, right? We are familiar with the data frame, right? We get the data via data frame. You can use a data frame or you can use a table, right? Both you can use it. You can ask the question that why do I need a data frame if the table is available, right? Table is more like a static content, right? Whereas a data frame, you can able to do like some columns, some visualization, right? Interactive things like you want to show one column, some kind of a pie chart or some graphs or anything like a more interactive way you want to do, you can achieve with a data frame. According to the Streamlit documentation, the recommendation is use a data frame for doing like a more interactive way. That is their recommended, right? Table is more like a static content. You give the content and then you display it, and then you want to do something like a more visualization purpose, then it is not going to be useful for a table, right? There is some extra plugin called AG Grid and other things you can use for a stylish tables and other things, right? Today demo, I'm not going there, but for demo purpose or developing a simple web application, You can use a data frame or you can use a table. Both you can achieve similar thing, but if you want to more interactive, use the data frame. Okay. Next is what are the layouts, right? When you want to develop the application, you need to have like not a single page, right? You can have multi pages. You need to have some click, right? They have very at the first line you see st.sidebar. You just one liner, what it does is it is going to show the sidebar, right? As part of the demo, I'm going to show those things. Prior to that, I just want to explain, what I'm going to show in the demo. Okay. And then it has a form, it has a columns, expander, and all the things are there, right? Form is like, normally web technology world, the form contains all the elements together, right? And then, when you submit the form, it captures everything and then you're submitting as a request. That's the way the technology normally works, right? What Streamlit form does is, if you miss some fields, right? Or you want to do some validation, or you want to like retrieve something, right? Every form should have the submit button. That's where it works, right? You want to show multiple items in one row, we use a column layout. And then there is an expander, like you can expand, and then all those things are there. I'll go with that, right? For now, just don't worry about those layouts. Day to day, we normally use a select box or radio box. Very simple, st.select box, and then comma, you give a tuple, all the elements what you needed. And then for radio button also same thing. It automatically shows all the content for you. You don't have to do anything. All the components, it returns simple reference, and then you will just refer as a Python. If object is, none, whatever you write, if the value is available or not. Well, that's where you check it. There is no HTML technology involved here. It is almost like you are writing a Python code. Okay. Now I just want to show sample code, right? Assuming that I have a form, right? This is order form. You just write a with statement, and then you are writing a simple like a slider, number format, number. You just defining everything. You are just as simple as that. If anybody knows a Python, you might be already understanding this stuff. That's it. It automatically generates HTML for you. Okay. This is the form. This is, you want to do some kind of a, graphs, right? It can be line chart or area chart, bar chart, right? I'm utilizing the columns, right? Column layout, simple column. I'm telling that column 1, column 2, column 3, right? And then you are just telling that, okay, what is the line chart, right? You're just telling that line chart. Then you're giving your input, right? For line chart, need a input data, right? You are giving automatically, line chart is done, right? Now next one is area chart, same thing. Now your column 3, you are doing a bar chart. That's simple as that. There will be little learning curve, but otherwise this simple, because you can refer the documentation and then you can just cut and copy and then you will get it, right? You don't need to know everything, right? You don't have to memorize anything. Now by default, Streamlit provide you the multiple layouts. Actually, by default it is like a dark theme and light theme and all the things. You can have a settings. I'll show once I'm giving a demo. You can on the dynamically you can change the look and feel of your application. That easy that you can develop your custom theming also. Okay. Now this is the another important thing here, right? When the people who are familiar with the caching technology, right? Any caching technology, how it works is you can cache some data, right? But Streamlit provide you to cache anything. You can cache model, right? You prepare a pickle file, you can cache it. You have a data frame, you can cache it. You don't have, like, for example, I'm calling a call, right? Database call or anything like that, doesn't matter, right? For example, you want to get the data from pickle file, right? You don't need to worry about anything. You just call pickle file, you load the pickle file, and then you just put at the rate of cache resource, automatically it cache for you. Then advantage with that is, right, it is already available in the memory. When you call it, you get the data on the spot, right? You don't have to worry. There is a two different kind of caching mechanisms are there. You just give at the rate of st.cache underscore data, at the rate of st.cache underscore resource, right? What is the difference is, if you want to store, for example, pickle file, right, we use resources, right? You want to store some data resource or some kind of a API calls or something like that, we use a cache, right? But pretty much, both the syntax does the similar thing. It is just like annotation which does the stuff, just you can think like that. This is one of the beauty of Streamlit. You don't have to worry about anything. For example, one of the application I worked was a recommendation system for Womdena. I did multiple things. So one is a Hugging Face stream transformer. Other one is just a TD-IDF. When I'm doing a TD-IDF, the problem what I faced was when I save the pickle file, it is so big. In GitHub, I can only keep 100 MB, right? And but the problem here is I don't want to do that one, right? On the fly, one time it takes time to run that my preparation, right? Whatever the model it generates. Model I'm saving in the memory, right? st.cache. Automatically it is available. The next time you call it, you don't even need to worry about anything. It doesn't even take a fraction of second, right? I will show that one also, that application which I'm telling you, right? For now, what I will do is I'll go to the documentation. You get idea, right? What I'm talking. Streamlit this is the application. You click a docs, right? This is a documentation. You click getting started. You have installation steps, right? How to install and other things. Here pretty much is the pip install, and then you have pretty much available like how to do, right? You want to create a new application. You just start the application, you create it, and then you start the application, you just run it, and then it is that simple as that. Okay. Now the main concepts I was going through, pretty much I'm going through this documentation. Let's assuming that you have a data frame, right? You are utilizing the data frame, that's it. You can able to display your data frame data, right? Next thing is line charts and everything I was going through. Now you want to create a first app, right? You just assuming that your Python file is this, right? Now when you open the Python file on IDE, any IDE, you just few lines, right? What packages you need. The first line is mandatory, but the remaining two, if you want to manipulate something or anything, you just import those things, right? Next, you are giving a title, right? Then you are running the file. Then what happened? It is going to show the title as a Uber pickup in New York, right? This same thing, you don't need to put anything. Pretty much they are showing what to do. You cut and copy in the Python file, right? Here they are caching some data, number of rows and other things. This all works automatically. You don't have to worry about anything. You can do histogram, you can do everything. You can do maps, where it is located. And then this is one of the beautiful app. If you want to play around, you can have a check boxes. You can do interactive app, everything. If somebody wants to try it out, try this one. Okay. Next is I have multiple pages, right? If you have multiple pages, it is so simple actually. Here you have a page. You have to just create a folder, pages. This is the entry file. Then you need to create a one folder called a pages. Underneath, you just need to give the number, right? It goes with the number 2, number 3, number 4, right? Number 2 underscore page name number. Automatically, that's it. You don't need to do any like logic or anything like that. You can do a lot of customization, but as a simple prototyping the application, that's simple as that. Okay. Now what I will do is I will go to the app which I put in the Omdena repository, right? Here we have multiple branches. If you go to the POC branch, right, under SRC, tasks, pipeline delivery, there is Streamlit Vijay is there, right? If you click here, there is a README file is there. I put like a very clearly, you can go to the production. Actually, you can Dockerize it. You can able to set up in AWS and everything. This is a production setup I did for one of the recommendation system for Omdena. Pretty much you can install the Docker in the AWS and EC2 instance. Step-by-step instructions are there, right? For today, step 1 is good, right? It is also Dockerized and everything. But for if somebody wants, you just grab this Streamlit app, right? You just open in the PyCharm or anything. You just run in the terminal.
Hello, sir. Hello, Vijay.
Yeah.
We are not able to see your screen, sir.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, now we can see your screen. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, whatever I had done is time waste then.
Yeah, I was messaging you. Okay.
Okay. Then
Okay. Thank you. Now we can continue. Okay.
I think whatever recording is okay. Okay, then you guys want me to start again, or what do you want me to do?
No, you can continue now from your own.
Okay. Oh, that's very bad actually. Okay, what I will do is I was talking about all these presentations actually. This is the I was going through pretty much. Okay. These are the stuff. Okay. Okay, now I will go to the Omdena. Again, I'll start from the beginning. Okay. If you go to the Omdena, right, you have multiple branches. Click on POC branch, right? And then you have if you go to the POC branch, you can see SRC and then tasks, pipe delivery, and then you go to the Streamlit Vijay, and then this is the this app is a Dockerized, and then you can able to run pretty much in the production version. You don't have to, even you want to set up in AWS, you can use all these commands in EC2. It does everything for you, the magic, only few commands, it can do everything, right? Today it will be like this app, you just you want to clone or whatever you want to do, but it is a POC branch, right? You just run this command in the terminal, right? Then you just need to run the requirement.txt. If you go to the requirement.txt, I have few things are there. The one which the model I copied, which required 1.3.0 Streamlit, sorry, Sklearn library. That's why I put this version. Okay. And then next thing is it has a Docker file. If you want to run as a Docker, it has an instruction. It copies a requirement.txt, and then it also installs the whatever is of libraries needed using the requirement.txt. It also copies under app whatever is available, everything. Then what internally does is it prepare a Docker image for you, right? You don't have to worry about anything. It also has a commands. It runs, in my case, it is a home.py is the entry file, and then it runs on 8501. And then when you run on the browser, it will run the same thing. You can do both the ways. You can do terminal, you can do either ways. I gave the both the options here, this option or this option. You can use either way. Okay. Now what I will do is I will open this app, right? It is just a Python app. There is nothing involved here. Here I have like a, if you look here, my project, whatever is there in the Omdena repository, right? This is what I have, right? I have the one folder called app. Underneath, I put like a two folders. One is the Artifactory. Under Artifactory, I have like a home page. I have a like a CSV file or just for today's demo, but I thought, let's keep one file, but I'm not utilizing anything here. I'm using a pickle file, right? This is a model file which is I'm utilizing. Now this is the home page I have, right? What is the time now? Let's see, 30, right? Okay, this is what I'm doing. What I will do is I will just run this one and then you get idea, right? Streamlit run app home.py. I put one simple home page, right? If you click here, it will go to Omdena page, what it is, right? Now I have a page called total charge. I put like a, just like a 65 years and then, some number. Remaining, I don't want to enter anything. I just to predict, right? It is running the next time if I do, right? I'll change 70. If you guys notice, 90. Because I'm caching the stuff and then it doesn't have to worry about anything. Only first time it takes time, okay? This is the very high level. This is the form. And then, it is, I'm using the column layout, right? And then based on the column layout, I am doing the stuff, right? Main important thing I want to do here is, right? Anybody can go website and other things you can do, right? But the main important thing here is how you can call the model, right? That is very important, right? You have a pickle file, you load the pickle file. It can be, what you call job leave or whichever, like I have both the things are there, but I use the pickle now, pickle.load, right? I'm doing a resource. This file is available in the memory. I don't have to worry about anything. Next time it gives it from the memory, right? When it is memory, it is so quick, you don't even notice anything. Then I'm giving a input, right? This is not, I'm not using this. The main important thing is I'm calling here build.form, right? Build.form, what is doing is, for sake of demo, I put it this one. I'm not utilizing this one, right? You want to predict something, right? Normally, if you give hard-coded values comes like this, right? You give a black, you give all the text and everything, right? And then I'm giving this same thing. What I'm doing is I have a submit form. I'm retrieving everything from the form. I'm submitting here, right? Now what I'm doing is I'm preparing a NP array and then I'm predicting the stuff, right? This is what is doing. The main important thing I want to stretch today here is, right? Whenever, if you are developing a web application, this kind of a real application, right? You go for any interviews or anything. Main important thing is they will ask, do you know pipeline, right? That is very important. If you say you don't know, most likely you don't get a job, okay? Here I have like under model.vijay, there is so many things are there, right? One which I want to just emphasize it due to the time constraint, right? There is a profiling and all the things are there, because in order me to show what are the drop downs and other things, I have to go with the data and everything, right? But I'll just go with the model thing. If you scroll here and everything is same, right? The beauty here is I'm just utilizing all the one hot encoder and everything, right? In case if I don't use the Sklearn pipelining feature, what happens is you need to have a 3 3 or 2 pickle files, right? One for a model, one for one Hotken encoder. If you are doing something else, right? Some transformation, for example, mean scaling one pickle file and everything, right? In order to, then what happens is when you're calling in the code, you need to have a 3 pickle file, and then, you need to do all the transformation, one encoder. If, for example, you are passing a Medicaid, right? You need to translate that one to NumPy, and all the things has to be done. Here, we are just preparing a model and everything. At the end, what we are doing is we are giving a model file, right? Just one model file. Tomorrow, assuming that you are including some other extra one values, right? You just change the one model file, right? And then in your input here, you just pass the as it is, right? You don't have to worry about anything. Whatever the race you want to have a pay 1, pay 2. Pay 1 means Medicaid and other details, right? Who pays for your Medicaid bill and all the things. All the things, you don't have to worry about anything. No translation, nothing. That's the only thing I want to give a takeaway from this demo. Okay, I'll stop recording here. I will give you opportunity for people to ask the question. Okay.